knowledge about health, wellness, and longevity. Part 1. The Path to Self-Healing. Introduction. America's healthcare system is in crisis precisely because we systematically neglect wellness and prevention. Tom Harkin, U.S. Senator, Iowa. Doctors don't have all the answers. I learned this more than 20 years ago as a young resident in a hospital affiliated with Shanghai Medical University. I was assigned to the outpatient clinic for gastrointestinal disorders, and one day when I was making my treatment rounds at the clinic, I saw a patient who was suffering from a case of stomach acid reflux that was keeping him up all night. He had been medicated with all kinds of acid blockers for 2 months, without relief. As our conversation carried on, the woman who sat next to him in the waiting room barked out, "Drink potato juice in the morning to get rid of it. It sure got rid of mine." I thought to myself, I am the doctor. What does she know about stomach problems? The next week, when I saw the patient again, he said he had used the potato juice remedy and his acid reflux was 90% better. I was humbled. I knew about many useful natural remedies that had been handed down over the generations, and I learned about others from my patients. I began researching the healing properties of potatoes and other foods. I learned that the potato is not only rich in magnesium and other minerals, but it is also an alkalizing food, meaning it neutralizes acid in the stomach. More recently, the potato was discovered to contain compounds called cocoamines that help lower blood pressure. This knowledge led me to ask, what if everyone learned how to take care of their health problems without fancy drugs and a minimum of invasive treatments? Wouldn't that produce a healthier and happier population? The search for answers led to the publication of my first book in 1987 called The Tao of Nutrition. Just as planet Earth restores a fire-scarred forest with new saplings, each and every being comes with its own intrinsic healing capability. Humans, since time immemorial, have activated this power of self-healing through natural means. They have chanted, danced, prayed, touched, and used plants to restore themselves and others to health. Virtually every culture in the world has developed natural healing traditions that were in popular use until about 100 years ago. But in the past century, this knowledge has nearly disappeared from our collective memory. America's healthcare crisis. America's medical system is dominated by the pharmaceutical, insurance, and biotechnology industries. Both doctors and patients are often left powerless and disillusioned. On the one hand, patients are taught to be dependent on their doctors, but on the other, healthcare providers are overstretched while the insurance industry and HMOs dictate that they should spend still less time with their patients. Trapped in this morass are the nearly 250,000 Americans who perish each year as a result of medical mistakes, neglect, and drug or procedure-related side effects. All the while, healthcare costs are spiraling out of control due to untenable economic models. The current healthcare crisis has exacted a heavy toll on society and individuals alike, sapping productivity and vitality, and provoking angst. Healthcare consumers have increasingly become frustrated with the broken-down system and are seeking alternative healing methods. The result is a renaissance of traditional medical systems that promises to empower consumers with knowledge and choices. The growth and emergence of alternative healing practices in the last decade have been driven by consumers whose needs have not changed since the days of their ancestors. The healthcare industry would be better advised to listen to what the consumers of their products and services want rather than force on them from above a system that serves its own self-interest. We can take a balanced approach in which the best of the world's medical traditions work side by side for the benefit of the patient. That approach, in fact, has been practiced in China for several decades. Chinese doctors empower their patients by educating them about nutrition and diet therapy. Doctors form lifelong relationships with their patients, allowing them to have input and control over their own health and well-being. The system has worked, and it is a necessity since the government would not be able to support a Western-style healthcare system for its